Welcome to today's video, where we move beyond the basic emergency fund and into a smarter framework for cash and investment decisions. First, we'll set the stage with the rule of what to keep in cash versus what to invest. Next, we'll introduce the opportunity fund and show how it reshapes your savings priorities for near-term goals. Then, we'll prioritize tax-advantaged growth, including Roth IRAs and employer retirement matches. Finally, we'll bring everything together into a practical 90-day plan. Let's begin. Here's the roadmap for this session. First, we'll cover the 5-year rule to determine what belongs in cash and what should be invested. Next, we'll compare the emergency fund with the opportunity fund and explain why the latter may take priority for near-term goals. Then, we'll shift to tax-advantaged growth, including Roth IRAs and employer match strategies. After that, we'll outline a clear 90-day action plan. Along the way, we'll test your knowledge with short quizzes and close with key takeaways. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This video is educational and not financial advice. Everyone's circumstances are different, so consider consulting a fiduciary financial advisor for guidance tailored to your goals, risk tolerance, and tax situation. With that in mind, let's continue. The big idea is simple. Having zero debt and a stable cash reserve is a strong start, but holding too much liquid cash is a passive loss due to inflation. Instead of hoarding cash, we want a strategy that balances near-term certainty with long-term growth. In other words, cash isn't king, cash strategy is. Now, let's define when money should stay in cash versus when it should be invested. The rule is straightforward. Money you will need within 5 years belongs in a high-yield savings account or similarly low-risk vehicle. This ensures principal stability and quick access. Conversely, funds that you will not need for at least 5 years should be invested in a diversified portfolio because time in the market gives you a better chance to outpace inflation and grow wealth. The key takeaway is to avoid excessive idle cash, which loses purchasing power over time. Now let's zoom in on near-term goals and how to fund them strategically. If you have a known major expense coming in 1 to 3 years, then you should pivot and prioritize building an opportunity fund. Examples include professional school applications, tuition deposits, licensing exams, or relocation. In this phase, certainty beats market returns. The highest return on investment for you right now is protecting this near-term goal, not reaching for extra yield in the market. Next, we'll walk through how to build this fund efficiently. To build your opportunity fund, begin by defining a specific target amount and deadline. Next, choose safe vehicles, such as a high-yield savings account, short-term treasury bills, or a certificate of deposit ladder. Then, automate contributions each payday into a dedicated account to create momentum and reduce decision fatigue. During this period, pause any extra investing beyond obtaining your employer match so that the opportunity fund gets fully funded on schedule. Finally, review progress monthly and adjust contributions as needed as your deadline approaches. With this foundation, let's compare the opportunity fund to your emergency fund so the roles are crystal clear. Let's compare the two funds. The emergency fund typically holds 3 to 6 months of essential expenses and is used only for true emergencies like job loss or urgent medical needs. It belongs in a high-yield savings account for immediate access. The opportunity fund, on the other hand, is for known goals within 1 to 3 years, such as applications, tuition deposits, or relocation. Its purpose is to protect and enable a planned career or life step. It should also be kept safe in a high-yield savings account, short-term treasury bills, or a CD ladder. This separation prevents accidental spending and preserves clarity. Now, let's map your overall cash flow visually. This flowchart illustrates how each paycheck flows through your priorities. First, income covers essential expenses. Next, if your emergency fund is below its 3 to 6 month target, contributions top it up. Then, if you have a near-term goal, money routes to your opportunity fund until it is on track for the deadline. Once those safety and near-term buckets are funded, the flow moves to your Roth IRA up to the annual limit. After that, contribute to your employer plan at least enough to capture the full match if you haven't already. Finally, any remaining funds can go to a taxable brokerage account. Decision nodes ensure that you revisit whether the emergency and opportunity funds are adequately funded before adding investment risk. This table translates common goals into placement decisions. For exam fees or tuition deposits within a year or two, keep funds in a high-yield savings account, treasury bills, or short certificates of deposit. Relocation costs often fit the same profile. For a car purchase in 1 to 3 years, consider a high-yield savings account or a short CD ladder. A house down payment within 2 to 5 years can also be placed in high-yield savings, short treasury bills, or a short CD ladder to balance safety and some yield. Retirement savings with a horizon beyond 5 years should be invested using Roth IRAs, employer retirement plans, and taxable brokerages as appropriate. A Roth IRA is uniquely powerful because growth and qualified withdrawals are tax-free. If you're eligible, aim to max it each year, especially if your current income is modest, because you're likely in a lower tax bracket now. This is a window you cannot recreate later. Additionally, Roth contributions, not earnings, can generally be withdrawn at any time without tax or penalty, offering a measure of flexibility. However, earnings are subject to rules and potential penalties if withdrawn early. With that foundation set, let's integrate employer retirement plans wisely. Employer matching is a guaranteed return, so you should contribute at least enough to receive the full match. Beyond that minimum, redirect extra savings toward your opportunity fund if it is not yet on track. Once your near-term goals are secure and funded, continue building your Roth IRA contributions and broader investment accounts. This sequencing maintains liquidity for immediate needs without sacrificing the high-value, tax-advantaged growth opportunities. Quiz time. You plan to buy a car in 18 months and also want to start investing for retirement. Where should the car money go? Option A. Invest it in index funds to chase higher returns. Option B. Keep it in a high-yield savings account or short treasury bills or certificates of deposit while contributing at least enough to get your employer match. Option C. Put it all into a Roth IRA and withdraw contributions later. Option D. Hold it as cash in a checking account. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the correct answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to keep the car money in a high-yield savings account or short-term treasuries or CDs while contributing at least enough to receive your employer match. Since the purchase is within 1 to 3 years, capital preservation is the priority. The employer match is effectively a guaranteed return, so capture that minimum, then keep the car funds safe and liquid. This mind map places your entire plan on one page. The root is your financial position. One branch covers the emergency reserve with 3 to 6 months of expenses held in a high-yield savings account. Another highlights the opportunity fund for 1 to 3 year expenses, suggesting safe vehicles such as treasury bills and CD ladders. A third branch covers investments for horizons greater than 5 years, prioritizing Roth IRA, employer match, broad index funds, and taxable brokerage accounts for additional investing. The final branch summarizes tax strategy, using a Roth while your income is modest and shifting excess long-term savings to taxable accounts as needed. Here's a simple 90-day plan. In week 1, list your near-term goals with dates and amounts and confirm your emergency fund target. In week 2, open or confirm your high-yield savings account and set automated transfers each payday. During weeks 3 through 8, direct contributions toward your opportunity fund and continue contributing enough to capture your employer match. During weeks 9 through 12, begin or continue Roth IRA contributions, then review your overall progress and adjust as necessary. This creates momentum while staying aligned with your time horizons. Here's another quick check. Your employer offers a 4% match if you contribute 4%. You're building an opportunity fund for expenses in 12 months. What is the best move? Option A. Skip the match and put all cash into the opportunity fund. Option B. Contribute 4% to get the match, then send extra savings to the opportunity fund. Option C. Max the 401k and pause the opportunity fund. Option D. Invest extra cash in a brokerage account to chase higher returns. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will reveal the correct answer in the next section. The correct answer is to contribute 4% to receive the full match and then direct additional savings toward your opportunity fund. This approach secures free employer money while still prioritizing the safety and certainty required for your near-term expense. It strikes the right balance between immediate liquidity needs and long-term growth. Here is a concise cheat sheet you can screenshot or jot down. First, obtain your employer match in your retirement plan to capture the free contributions. Second, prioritize your opportunity fund until your 1 to 3 year goals are fully funded. Third, contribute to your Roth IRA and aim to max it annually if you are eligible. Fourth, direct any extra savings to a taxable brokerage account for long-term growth. Finally, remember to rebalance your priorities as your goals change or as deadlines approach. Let's recap the key takeaways. 1. Money needed within 5 years should stay safe, while money not needed for at least 5 years should be invested. 2. Build an opportunity fund for known 1 to 3 year goals because certainty beats yield in that window. 3. Maximize your Roth IRA if you are eligible, as tax-free compounding is highly valuable. 4. Always capture your employer match before allocating additional funds. 5. Automate contributions and review progress monthly to remain on track. As we wrap up, here are your next steps. First, audit your timeline and label each dollar by when you will need it. Second, open or confirm your high-yield savings account, set up automation, and map your 90-day plan. Third, capture your employer match, then focus on your opportunity fund, and then your Roth IRA. Finally, shift your mindset from hoarding cash to deploying it intentionally according to time horizons. This is how you protect tomorrow while growing for the long term. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, please like the video, share it with someone who's planning a big move, and subscribe for more actionable money strategies. Before you go, tell us in the comments what your next opportunity fund goal is and your target date. We'll see you in the next one.